Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Glen Chun, the host of Glen Chun, the YouTube channel, which is named after me, Glen Chun. And today I have an amazing topic for you about remakes, which is going to be simply so epic your brain couldn't handle it. But first, the gameplay. This is obviously Black Ops 1, it's Nuketown with the original skin, and this is the AK-74U, which was quite possibly the most overpowered gun in Black Ops 1 when the game first launched. Not so much more, it's been patched, got patched ages ago, but this was on Nuketown, and I've been playing quite sort of badly, and this was I wasn't the best on the team. I'm gonna just put that one out there. There's this other guy who was just getting chopper gunners every second there was, and that kind of got him more kills than me. But this was still a fun game for me to play, so that's why I'm bringing it to you. So remakes. What have I got to say about remakes? Well, from a movie context, they mostly suck balls. Let me talk about this for a moment. Superman 1 is a great film. And then you get Superman Returns, which it was okay. There were some good things. I mean, I even included a picture of it in my top 10 worst songs list. It went on after my whole wrong skit, but it was generally it lacked the emotional depth. But there have been other films that but whenever you see like a remake, it's often the wrong word for what it is in when it comes to movies. Movies, I think the term remake is actually sort of dead now. I don't hear the term remake used that often because it was often associated with being negative, i.e. they were going to redo this film, just give it loads of special effects and forget about the characters, which is what happened. I mean, look at what happened. I mean, it's not really a remake, but when Star Wars, the original trilogy came out, people were like really excited about it, and it turned out it went all out on the special effects and lightsaber duels, which, I mean, is still quite fun when you're in the mood to watch a load of Jedi just saber slashing the shit out of each other like crazy. But in the end of the day, it didn't have the same, it was lacking that certain something, and as such, the term remakes, I feel, has sort of died off in terms of movies. It's now, the new word is reboot. The reboot is being thrown around a lot at the moment, particularly in relation to DC Comics, with the Man of Steel reboot, which is basically a Superman reboot, and I feel a pretty damn good one. You've also got people harping on about rebooting Batman. I mean, the funny thing about that is it wasn't even that long ago since Batman: The Dark Knight trilogy was on our movie screens, and now they're talking about rebooting Batman. And I believe I think I can tell this. This is news, not a spoiler. They're talking about rebooting Batman during the next Man of Steel film. There's going to be a sequel to that. There was always going to be a sequel to that after the mega money it drew. But they're going to put in Batman. They're going to reboot Batman and stick him in that. In what capacity? Don't know yet. But I'm sure intrigued to find out. And the thing is, you can do sequels and then you can do reboots. So a lot of people were wondering, is the Batman going to be a sequel to the Dark Knight trilogy, or is it going to be a reboot specifically for the DC universe? And it looks like at this point it's going to be a reboot. But there's talk all over the place of reboot this, reboot that. And it seems to be less of a negative term. At the moment, reboot is seen as we are reinventing the franchise. And I think this whole thing sort of started with the Batman trilogy. So, with the Batman trilogy, we've got rid of this negative idea of remaking a film, and it's proven, I think, to movie makers that you can actually sort of change things if you want. You can bring a character into a different setting and a different storyline as a reboot, but keeping the core principles of that character there, which I think is rather interesting. But it's time for me to move back to remakes for a little bit, because it's now time to move away from a movie context and move into a context of YouTube. You see, for me, I think in a YouTube context, where it's just one person who's always been making your videos, a remake is actually a pretty clever idea. Let me put it this way. I once did, a long time ago, a video, top 10 worst songs. and it was hated on like crazy. It basically had a load of songs which I considered to be bad, which really should have been a lot better. And what happened from that point on? Oh, look at this knife! Oh yeah, baby! And from this video, I got a lot of hate, and the problem was, I had intended to do it a certain way. I think I just lost that sniper. I'm not sure where he went. But I intended to do it a certain way, whereby I introduced the song, I told you what song it was going to be, and I told you why it was there, and it had some comical pictures on it. And I spent 3 days editing that, and it was awesome. But my laptop deleted the thing, and I lost it. So in the end, I wanted to get the thing done and out, so I just made a really quick, cheap, poor man's version of the video without the explanations. And it was terrible. But recently I went back and I remade the video. There will be a link to that at the end of this video in my all new end graphic, which by the way is different from yesterday's end graphic, and I'll tell you a little bit why, because that's part of my remake topic. But I basically went back and remade this video the way I intentionally wanted it to be, and I also changed the lineup a tiny bit, because obviously your opinions change when it comes to the top 10. And it's a so much better video, so much more entertaining, and I think it's almost better than the one I originally had spent 3 days on editing, mainly because I'm better at editing now. I'm using stuff like Photoshop more, and getting better with Photoshop, and getting better with my commentaries, and you know, and there's a lot of things. There are a lot of reasons why this new version is better than the original was gonna be at all. But it's just so much better than the original, and now I'm going back, and yesterday I unleashed upon you, or was it 2 days ago now? I can't remember. I unleashed upon you a new ending graphic with links to old videos. And I looked at it after I uploaded it. I was like, I don't like the harsh edges around the video title. Let's see if I can improve that. So today I've been back into Photoshop, and I've been remaking the end graphic, and now I've smoothed off the edges. I've got rid of the like button, since I didn't realise this is because I've never really done this type of thing before with my YouTube channel. I didn't realise you couldn't create an annotation link to like the video. You have to go down and actually like it. So it had like, and the like just didn't do anything. It was just there, and it made the screen look messy. So I've remade that. And coming up, I'm going to be remaking the top 15 Call of Duty players, but making it a top 10 list instead, just to save some time. And I think it'd be a bit. It's not saving time on my end. It's just, I think a top 10 is a much more round number, and I think it's probably a more commonly accepted list. And the reason for that is because the old video, I wasn't very good at editing, didn't know how to make the whole thing full screen, didn't have good video software, so I couldn't do it in HD. So there you go, you have non-HD, non-full screen, and it could have been so much better. And a lot of the people on that list are now out of date, and I think it would be a fun idea to just remake the video, and this time do a democratic election and see what you people want. But yeah, what I'd like to say about remakes, all in all, is that remakes are genuinely a really good idea. And particularly in the context of YouTube. In the world of movies, it was always seen as quite negative, but I'm going back and just remaking a couple of classic videos in a way that's better, the way that I know how to do right now, and that's just epic fun. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe in the top right corner. We also have 2 videos you may have missed. In the left hand corner we have the top 10 worst songs, so you can see wrong, 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 wrong. And on the right we have yesterday's video with the original ending graphic, so you can see and compare the two. But for now, thank you very much for watching.